I'd like to thank Rotten Tomatoes and the Golden Tomato Awards, and my thanks to you, the fans, for the Golden Year Award. That's pretty cool. A little wacky, but very cool. Thank you. Reeves here.
An issue we need to be conscious of, especially when dealing with the next generation.
I don't get codes.
Because that's Navajo.
Well, my next idea is pretty cool. Harvest Home Festival is a direct line that can easily be drawn to our modern Thanksgiving celebration. See, I propose that we open on a huge bonfire with ancient Northern European ancestors dancing and feasting on one side. And this is the exciting part. Ancient Native American people doing the exact same thing on the other side.
I don't get it.
Well, I mean, of course, they weren't called Native American then. Coded language. Thank you, Alicia. We show that both these cultures were already celebrating harvests on both sides of the Atlantic. Two peoples on a parallel track for centuries before they collided as settlers and Wampanoags. History is so dynamic. I mean, it's really perfect for the theater.
Yes, it is. I'm feeling your passion, and I love that. But here's the reality. It's just the three of you.
Okay.
On Zoom.
Yes.
Even if schools reopen by November, it's a school show, like all the other ones you've seen, so fire won't fly.
Well, then I'm not clear how you plan to depict anything even up to the traditionally recognized Thanksgiving, since all of their lighting, cooking, and warmth was fire.
We're going to have to imagine that part.
But your email said we're going to do something revolutionary in educational theater.
We're aiming for a revolution of ideas.
So, we open on the two civilizations having feasts on opposite sides of the imaginary fire.
Let's put that into the simmering pot for now.
But to make it simmer, you need...
Let's move forward in history. What can we do to break down the myths and stereotypes of Thanksgiving in 45 minutes with three people? Create a revolution in their minds.
45 minutes seems kind of long.
Well, it's a play, so it's actually quite short.
But an average show at Disneyland is 20 minutes. That's...
She Asian?
My look is super flexible.
Oh, yeah, no, I totally get that.
I hear you, Alicia. But the standard commission from the school district is for a 45-minute show, so we should probably trust that they know a little something about children. Even if they do feed them slaughtered flesh and genetically enhanced garbage every day.
I guess.
Kaden, what can you tell us about the first recognized Thanksgiving in America?
I imagine the third scene 3,500 years after the first.
What year?
1565.
That sounds close.
In St. Augustine, Florida.
The Pilgrims landed in Florida? I did not know that. So that's why Disney World is there. Because it was the original crossroads of the world.
St. Augustine was a settlement of hundreds of Spanish people led by Pedro Menendez.
I might be a little bit Spanish. Para español, o primo número dos.
This Thanksgiving was a mass to celebrate a safe journey. Pedro ordered that the native people be fed as an act of goodwill. Fun fact, Because they just came from Puerto Rico, it is likely that there were tropical fruits at the first feast instead of yams and squash.
So you want us to celebrate Native American Heritage Month with a play about Spanish people holding a Catholic mass and eating pineapples?
That's just one scene.
The missionaries, Catholicism specifically, are difficult subjects for indigenous people.
But it's true.
Seriously?
Can we jump ahead to New England?
But the scene of the next recognized Thanksgiving happens 30 years later in Texas.
OMG, there were pilgrims in Texas too?
Yes, an expedition of 500 Spanish people crossed the desert from Mexico to Texas. Men, women, children, and animals died along the way. Finally, they made it to the Rio Grande. However, many of the people were so overcome with excitement to find water that they rushed into the river and drowned.
I gotta admit, I did not see that coming.
Those that remained gave thanks.
How is this appropriate for children?
The local indigenous people joined them and caught fish for the feasting.
From the Rio Grande?
I assume so.
Ew.
People in El Paso still celebrate that feast as the first Thanksgiving. Only it's in April.
Caden, are we getting close to the normal Thanksgiving? The relatively happy one in November?
That's my next series of proposed scenes. But I warn you, there is drama galore. At least 4 different dates are vying for the privilege of being first. And the reasons behind the feast are incredibly varied. From the gruesome,
Worse than eating fish that ate your drowned friends?
much worse, to speculation that the entire Thanksgiving story is a fiction concocted to celebrate the victory of capitalism over communism.
So far, all of these stories are coming from the non-indigenous point of view. I think we need to hold space for the native perspective.
That's my role. Those people.
Do you mind sharing it with us?
Maybe we could get permission to incorporate it into the play respectfully.
Well, first, we'd buy.
Dear Father, should we wait to say the prayer until our native, brothers? What should we call them?
Indigenous people?
Well, the truth is, in the writings from this time, they were referred to as savages. But we can't say that in a school show, so we could call them the natives, as in they are native to this land.
Okay, but my point was going to be we should have our native brothers in the room to say the Thanksgiving prayer.
Yes. Let's wait for them. More vegetable?
Thank you.
That scene. We can't pray and we can't do a hero story without the hero.
It's weird.
Yeah, somehow we need Indians.
A dream sequence.
How does that help?
My character can dream that she is a native person. And I'll play me because it's my dream.
I think that's still Redface.
I'm not native. I'm a pilgrim dreaming native. It's totally different.
Well,
Technically, she would still be in Redface, but we're not hiding that she's in Redface.
It's meta, so maybe it's okay.
I think so.
Why are you the ones who get to decide everything?
As enlightened white allies, Jackson and I have put a lot of thought into these issues.
Every day of our lives, where we can't escape our whiteness.
But I play white. I can decide things too.
But I am a straight white male. So, it's an endless minefield.
I'm straight too. Funnily, I am Italian, which used to be considered ethnic, but is now white.
Oh. Well, this whole thing must be bringing up a lot of sensitivity issues for you then. For being one of Christopher Columbus's bros.
Well, I'm not related to Columbus.
You have the awareness that your people started the slavery and genocide of millions.
That's not all Columbus did.
You're balancing karma. Right, we uplift the celebration of Native American Heritage Month, and Columbus Day inches a little closer to oblivion.
Well, Columbus Day is actually a celebration of the contributions of Italians to...
Why not Mussolini Day? Or
Hey, focus, people. People, the new idea on the table is that Alicia will dream that she's a Native American, thus allowing a Native point of view into the piece. Huh? Do we have a consensus?
I guess.
Yes.
You know what would be great? If it was like me talking to myself. It's like native me talking to pilgrim me. You know, helping me see the beauty and the bounty of this land.
So you are proposing that this whole section is just about you?
I can tell the other characters about my dream in the morning.
Then it's just monologues.
Well, some amazing plays are mostly monologues. Like the vagina monologues.
As an elementary school teacher, I can say with authority that monologues put children to sleep. Sorry.
Conflict. I was just Googling here, and things weren't being white people, pilgrims, preparing for a battle. War is intense. Kids dig that.
I wrote a dramatic post-battle scene that only involves white people, technically. I'll email it now.
Ah, sweet.
We're celebrating violence?
Characters conflicted about fighting the Indians. Good wife, Alethea. I'm so conflicted about the impending war.
Let me sue. You're a couple. I did not get that.
Jackson and I share a mutually respectful relationship.
So you aren't a couple? Or...
New plan. We're gonna divide and conquer. Sorry. Alicia and I will work on her dream idea. Jackson and Caden work on the battle idea.
Wait, isn't that inappropriate for us to split along gender lines?
I'll work with Alicia.
But is it more inappropriate for us to intentionally not split along gender lines?
I don't know.
The impetus was creative interest, so I think it's okay.
Yeah, but two men doing the war stuff? Isn't that playing into gender assumptions that we want to disrupt?
But it's period, so we're being historically accurate.
Right.
Yes.
Sorry.
No. Thanks for always being conscious.
Can we use props and costumes?
Sure, if you have them.
I got the perfect hat. Okay, let's break out.
Great.
What? I thought you...
Hey, Logan, can we get swords delivered to our homes?
No.
What?
Period rifles?
Nope.
We'll have to make do, Jackson.
Method or what?
I just pretend to be them.
That's it?
Yeah. And I can make myself cry in command.
What, like in a scene?
No. Like right now.
Whoa.
Wait, you see it?
Whoa. That is impressive.
Yeah. I listed on my special skills. People ask me to do it in auditions like all the time.
I'm getting what Logan was saying about you. You're so simple.
She called me simplicity.
That's it. You should teach workshops. people would dig that.
It seems like you either have simplicity or you don't. You know, smart people, they don't get it. I tried with Logan and she couldn't do it.
So I'm probably too smart.
Maybe. He is, for sure.
I'm okay with that.
But still, you could charge people money to come listen to you.
That's what I do now. I'm an actress.
You are blowing my mind. Seriously. Mind blown.
No one's ever said that to me before when I had my clothes on.
Sorry, I can't formulate a response that isn't not misogynistic.
Simplicity.
Okay, this is experimental, but that is what I love about Zoom theater for kids. You can really do anything and they have to follow you. We will sit around the table of the first Thanksgiving. Our native friends are in my screen. The lines are in your chat. Okay, everybody got it?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Okay, first time through, let's read all the lines. I'll read both Samoset and Massasoit.
Wouldst thou prefer the breast or the leg? The breast is ample, whilst the leg is moist. What?
Ample breast, moist legs.
Only those with juvenile humor would find this pleasant exchange about food humorous.
Our audience is all juveniles.
Juvenile humor aside, I thought that really worked. Notice how in the moments of silence, we were all totally focused. It was so impactful.
I felt that.
Yeah, but can we do a whole play like that?
It's applicable to our contemporary situation. Erased presence.
Although the acting was great, it wasn't as strong for me as the first time with all of the lines.
This is very early discovery. We're playing.
Perhaps we could do it like a ventriloquist, still keep the visual nothingness, but say their lines. Like this, you know. I, Samoset Wolves, request some of the foul your men gathered with their exploding sticks.
Exploding sticks. Caden, you horny man. You wrote a sex comedy.
I did not.
Please stop talking about sex.
I'm simply naming what's in the room.
It's a children's show.
Caden wrote a sex comedy. I'm sorry. And I, as a heteronormative male, recognize and honor the power of Alicia's sacral chakra. Yeah, I give you something to feast on.
Partake of my generous bounty, good sir.
Well, let your rich sauces run down my chin.
Whilst thou have me carve the breast.
Wait, what?
That's enough. Caden, the voice takes away from the idea of erased presence. Know what I mean?
I don't think the erased presence works as well as the lines I wrote.
He's right, Lo. The silence, it's wrong.
Why are you fighting me?
By silencing the native voices, we've made them too strong. Right? Silence is so powerful. Our characters can't compete with that.
But we want the silence to be strong.
Coincides with the independence days of several Latin American countries.
Come on, how is it equal to give one group a mid-month as their month?
There isn't a white person month. I checked.
That's what I'm saying. Thank you, Alethea.
Basically, every month is White Person Month.
But once we are the minority again, will we get an official month?
Hotness is privilege.
I think she's right.
Although I respect your hotness, this talk will get my Go Girls Scholastic Virtual Leadership funding pulled.
We can talk about your hotness at break, Alicia. Now, if we apply the worksheet to London's idea, okay, the white people are visible, so that's 1 point. The native people have a month and silence, so that's 2 points. The story is written pretty evenly, so that's a point to both. So see, the silence makes it unequal.
No, it's not. It's the definition of madness. You can't have a silent play.
Actually, it's been done.
How will they hear my script?
They were only going to hear the white half anyway. This would be closer to equal.
What do we do? Mime the story of the first Thanksgiving?
Mimes are so rude.
I think we just feel the words.
I can do that.
Fine. Let's give it a try.
No.
Caden, it's a fluid process. It doesn't mean we are abandoning script completely.
Yes, it does. You've talked yourselves into this equality thing. I have written 62 plays for grown-ups, and this is the first one that has been read by actors over the age of 9. Do you have any idea how hard it is to labor over every line of historically correct language, and only hear them read by people who can't read 3-syllable words? It's excruciating. This is finally my chance to have my words read by people who can spell theater.
It's R.E.
That's a very interesting debate that I'll tell you about later. But right now, I'm not letting you, Logan, take away my chance to have my words read by grown-ups. I can't go back to 3rd grade, and I won't. Good native king and good interpreter.
Respect the math, Caden.
Welcome on this day of Thanksgiving.
Shut it, man. Fucking guy.
Respectful, please, respectful.
Come out.
To make what may I offer? To make your visit pleasing.
Elisa, please stop that.
Don't push it, Caden.
I, Samoset, request the fowl your men gathered
Think about the kids, please.
with their exploding sticks. Massasoit, which part of the bird is most pleasing to your continence? That which is most succulent pleaseth me.
You're ruining the simplicity.
Guard, everybody, come on. We are the future. Come on.
The breast is ample, whilst the leg is moist.
Everybody, just stop doing anything.
Keanu. That's so fucking funny.
We've done it.
What?
In each of your Zoom boxes. Look at it.
What?
I don't see it.
That is our play.
SpongeBob.
I'm not following.
That space left behind. That perfectly equitable emptiness.
Well, I want to see.
Screen. The screen is the play.
We've been trying too hard. The empty space is completely, finally equal. That is our Thanksgiving play.